Yeah.
Dude, we're so racially diverse right now. This is like the right percentage too, right?
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite movie critic's favorite nerd in the movie theater room for critiques from now on. I think I might call it a media room. The TV is not quite big enough to call it a theater room, and I feel so conscious about it, like people are looking at it, judging, and saying it's trash. So we're going to call it the media room until further notice. I need some second and third opinions on it. We have a bunch of people here. Joe just made a joke about it being the most racially diverse crew in possibly, what did you say?
The right proportion.
The right proportion. So we have Joe KW down in the front. He's on the beanbag chair. And then we have Marilyn Phil. And we have Brian Brink. We have Dante from Nerd Rage Radio. And we have Raul from Nerd Rage Radio.
Raul the Machine.
And that's it. That's it. Okay. So we're here to talk about The Last Jedi. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll try to have kind of open conversations because there's a lot of people. So we'll start with the good. And I'll kick it off and we can kind of get it going.
This is a spoiler-free one, right?
Yeah, this is spoiler-free, so don't worry. The spoilerific review will be on Nerd Rage, hopefully by tomorrow. For probably a Patreon exclusive, to be honest. So, I think that it is the most beautifully shot Star Wars film to date. I think the cinematography in it is the best. Does anybody feel?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's really well done. The shots are...
Yeah.
It's different. It doesn't retread. Everybody's scared it's going to be another telling Empire Strikes Back. Like, it's not that.
There's one... Well, it's spoiler-free. There's one thing that happens in, like, every Star Wars movie.
You know, I was thinking, did anybody say I have a bad feeling about this?
No, it's them just going there.
Yeah, but I'm asking as a side note.
No, I don't think so. I don't
remember
I don't remember the line you said, and that's pretty classic, so...
Huh.
Well...
I'd have to watch it again.
That explains a lot for me.
But in my head, I don't feel like I heard anybody say it.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I'll have to see it again soon, so...
Huh. That's kind of messing with me now. It had a lot of moments that made me, and apparently the majority of the audience, I think, want to applaud. Like, it was a lot of, like...
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hand-clapping moments.
There was a lot of that. What about anybody else? Some good?
For me, there were some good parts. I definitely liked how they portrayed the skills of Kylo and Rey to be proportionate to their level of training with the Force. I thought that was really well done. And there were some excellent applause moments for sure.
Yeah.
Some things that...
a lot of those, like, fan service-y moments, like, but they still serve the story.
And they did some good rogue pulls, too.
Yeah.
But like, the story elements, because, I mean, maybe because I didn't spoil myself, I don't look at trailers, like, read too much into trailers, but, like, all the story elements, I was like, whoa, not expecting a lot of it.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
And in a mixed feelings way, but still good.
Yeah, they switched some stuff that I was thinking based on the trailers I'd seen, and they switched it around, and they did a good job with that.
A lot of the trailer stuff,
I feel like,
I don't know, most of the trailer stuff made it into the movie. It wasn't like a deleted scenes montage like we've been getting recently.
It was edited or inserted in a different way.
Yeah,
I thought
misdirected.
It would be, so it's good misdirect.
I like Luke. I was worried, like, what he's going to be like. I like
he was a good character.
I like Leia.
Yeah. Dude, this isn't spoilery, but, like, that dress that she wears is in the trailers. Like, the way it covers, like, the lower half of her. Like, that was a tough shot. Like, it was a very cool shot when she's, like, looking out and she's looking at the collar.
She turns into the camera and
it's away from the collar. Yeah.
That was cool.
Also, I like the progression of Kylo's story. I thought,
that was really good, and that was
I was not
something I wasn't.
Some things, and then
that
was really good.
Yeah,
because they could have gone either way a couple times, and they did what they did. So
and it kept the suspense.
You know what? A lot of things depend on your point of view.
Yeah.
You know.
But I feel like a lot of people would go in with too much excess baggage, like preconceived notion, and that might be a problem.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think that's kind of a problem with a lot of movies now, especially when you get trailers. You have the internet, so everybody comes into a movie with an ideal based on all the stuff they read. And then it's like watching this, it kind of took that away. It's like it shattered any preconceived ideals you might have.
I don't know, like, I like the Praetorian Guard. I don't know if I got enough of them But
I mean, they did more stuff than like any of the other guards ever did.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody else always stood around and did
That's
this
true.
shit
And
stuff.
it showed how their armor serves a purpose.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. That was
And
very
weapons.
cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like their movements. Like this, I don't think this is spoilery, but like I was talking to Phil on the way back that like when they go into like offense mode and then they go back into guard mode,
it's breeze back.
It's almost like it's in reverse the way they move. Like it's like it reminds me of Bram Stoker's Dracula when he got back into the the castle. I mean the casket. So what about the bad?
There were some like funny parts that didn't need to be in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's a Marvel thing.
It felt like Thor Ragnarok.
There was a lot of
where
laughs.
Too much laughs in the first third of it.
At least like 3 or 4 scenes could be cut, and then I would have liked the movie more.
The first act, act had a lot of laughs that I feel like were not needed.
I think they could have done the same intentions of what they wanted to do without the laughs, or without that much laughs.
Let me give you my biggest complaint about this movie, and it's what I like to call the spaghetti theory.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
So, George Lucas made some spaghetti. He made it from scratch. He made it himself. He had some help along the way. And he had nice, long spaghetti sticks. And he packaged them. A few got broken in the packaging. But the ones around the edges that kept all the broken ones in the middle, and it wasn't like there were a lot of broken ones, but there were some. The ones around the edges and the corners kept it all tight in this box. And he sealed the box, and he marketed the box, and he packaged the box, and he sold it to Disney. And Disney took the box, and they handed it to J.J. Abrams, and they said, "Cook me some spaghetti." And J.J. Abrams boiled some water, and he dumped the spaghetti in the pot. He noticed there were some broken ones when he went to dump it, but he's doing the best he could. He didn't go and break the other ones. You know, he let the broken ones be broken and the regular ones be regular. But he didn't stir it. If you cook pasta, you got to stir it the whole time you're cooking it. If you don't, you run the chance of some being not cooked all the way. So for the most part, he had an al dente strained bowl of pasta when he dumped out the water. But there was a few that were a little undercooked, and there were a few that were a little overcooked. But for the most part, it was a good bowl of pasta. Anybody would eat it. And then he gave it to Rian Johnson to serve himself a bowl. And Rian Johnson grabbed a fork and plunged it into the bowl of pasta and lifted up the pasta out of the bowl. And as he did, the pasta was running down his fork and into the bowl of pasta and was tangled in other bits of pasta. It wasn't a clean swipe. So he had to make a decision. And the only option seemed to be try to fight with the pasta bowl to make a clean swipe to get all of the pasta that you've committed to out. Or to dump that fork load and try a new forkful of pasta. But he opted for the third option, which was that he plunged the fork in, he brought it up, he saw the entanglement, he reached over, grabbed a pair of scissors, and cut it right here. And then he put that in a bowl and had himself a delicious bowl of pasta that he cut from the rest of the bowl. And that's my main complaint with this movie, and a metaphor, if you will.
That is very interesting.
Everyone knows the proper way to eat spaghetti is to dip the fork in the plate and twirl it all around.
Twirl it around. Helps if you have a spoon.
That's why they give you those.
That is my main complaint in terms of the bad with this movie. I have a few other gripes. One of them is super spoilery, so I can't get into it. Look, I'll just say it like this. Like, I don't want Spider-Man in my Batman movie, and I don't want Superman in my Star Wars movie. And that's not...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much my... Who else has some complaints, aside from the jokes?
Yeah, the jokes were my main thing. It kind of took me out of it.
And the spaghetti theory.
I have one with an interesting plot device that it seems they could have saved maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm not sure if it was there to deliver some kind of message to us as humanity or whatever for the right thing to do or whatever. But
Oh, are you talking about the Rose and Finn?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
The Rose and Finn story arc.
Yeah, the Rose and Finn story arc. You know, but this isn't the first time that Star Wars has made some statements that could be attributed to real world.
Yeah.
You know, we saw a lot of that in the prequels as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm not really concerned about the statement they were making. That's fine. But it didn't need to be in the movie.
Well, did you have a movie?
I don't know
the
if that's
movie's length
spoiler.
overall.
Well, they could have like just kind of touched upon it. It's like they did more with it than really needed.
Right.
They did go back to it a few times.
Yeah.
They could have just brushed over it, like, all right, we see it, and then carry on with the movie.
Did you have a problem with the length overall, so to speak?
Mainly because those parts were just leaving me kind of like I'm ready to move on to the next one. So maybe that's the only thing that I would consider it being too long.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I won't talk about some of the other things that might be too.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do.
Yes.
It's challenging. And then the ugly, the Superman bit goes into the ugly for me. There's also a character in this film that's hard to talk about without getting spoilery. But I thought his mouth looked a little wild.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave it at that.
For me, the ugly part was I think some of the stuff that was just a little over the top, mainly just for the kids.
Like the crystal cats didn't need to be there really. They serve kind of a purpose.
They definitely serve a purpose.
But it was like I don't know if it needed to be that.
Yeah.
They serve more of a purpose than the Porgs.
Yeah,
Yes,
they did.
yes.
The Porgs were just there for comedy.
And I enjoyed the Porgs.
Yeah, the Porgs weren't overdone. That was actually a bit that was fine.
That was
Yeah.
good with
I
me
thought they
too.
were going to be
But,
too much.
I did too.
They're like the good version of Ewoks.
Yeah.
Or Jaja. Those fucking guys.
Yeah, but definitely just a few things that were over the top, and I thought we were gonna get at least one of the main characters from the last movie really fleshed out, but I was still left wanting a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Was this a bit much?
Yes, definitely.
That was a bit much.
Why?
Definitely.
Why?
I was like, that was one of the things at the end. I was like, okay, they're done with the jokes.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
I was
That
like,
wasn't needed.
Why did they need to do that?
That wasn't needed.
Because
I don't even think it was appropriate for the character.
no, definitely not. Especially how they put it in context of the rest of the film. That made no sense.
Yeah.
And all those little bits they added in there. I mean, just being in a theater full of people, I thought, is this filmed in front of a live studio audience?
Yeah. Because I told Bobby
It's a
on the way
laugh
here
track.
at the beginning,
Yeah.
I was like, is this an SNL skit or is this a Star Wars movie? It feels like an SNL skit.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that basically the audience provided the laugh track.
Yeah. There was I'll tell you, this is the biggest reaction I've seen from a crowd in a movie theater for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I really appreciated that.
Yeah, that was
I've
cool.
never been in a movie where there was that much
Oh, really?
of an
I don't think I've
outburst
seen
at
that.
certain points. And I tell you, man, when people clapped when the Lucas film emblem came up there, that logo.
That was cool, yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. I also love, I don't hear it so much anymore, but I remember during the prequel era, whenever a long time ago when a galaxy far, far away would pop up, you'd hear some guy, always be like one guy, be like, I've seen this one! But I think that this should wrap it up. Well, let's do our scores out of 10. Joe KW.
I think it's an 8 for me, and it could have been a 9.
Mm-hmm. Phil.
For me, it's a 7. It could have been an 8 if they took out some of the comedy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. A better edit.
Brink.
I'm terrible at this, so I'm gonna rate it as the Phantom Menace.
What?
Whoa.
Really?
Wow!
Wow. I'll be
Whoa.
interested
I'm
to
not
hear
saying
from
I
you.
hate the Phantom Menace, but
Yeah.
that's how I'll rank it with my other Star Wars titles.
Ooh.
See, coming from my perspective,
Maybe,
the Phantom
alright,
Menace
I'll
is the
step it
worst.
up.
So.
Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Attack of the Clones pretty good. In comparison.
Raul out of 10.
Probably a 7.
Raul doesn't talk much, he just gets Instagram followers.
He's
Dante.
I'm going with a 7. Could have been. I felt. I could have gone higher, but there's some things that I felt just didn't give me what I was looking for.
yeah.
In the final
Yeah, I think that's the spaghetti.
Now that I say 7, I understand why Cody said 7 when I saw his post this morning.
Yeah, that's the spaghetti. It's the spaghetti that holds this movie back. It's cutting the spaghetti.
That's a good analogy, huh?
I give it an 8. And aside from Brink, who went way off the rails, it pretty much evens us out to like a 7.5, 2 8s, and
yeah. I find that these are
7s.
movies that I need to watch more than once now.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
because it's not the Star Wars that I grew up with, that I've watched hundreds and hundreds of times, most likely. So, yeah.
Or two more questions. Does everybody recommend that people go see it in the movie theater?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. And I hate a theater.
Yeah, you do. Smeagol, relax. Where are you going? Please don't go to the bathroom down here. And
Want some attention.
lastly, on a scale from 1 to 10, after seeing this, how excited are you about a Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy?
After this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
That's a tough question.
Because this leaves me... I'm curious what they do with the next one, but
Who wrote this? Did he write this?
I don't think
It's
so.
written and directed by
Is it?
Johnson.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
You
Abrams-
guys, I just want to say, you guys might not be ready for it, but your kids will love it.
Yeah, that's true. That was good.
I'm out.
I tell you, I'm not super excited about a Rian Johnson trilogy.
Yeah, I can't say I am either. I'd be curious.
I'm probably like at a 5.
I mean, I could be done with Star Wars now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I love the movie, but I could be done with it now.
Yeah, they could. This could potentially be it.
Yeah.
Story wise, I don't know what they'll do with.
I don't know if I need. I'll tell you, it's gonna start getting spoilery. Oh, real quick, could we ask you a couple questions?
Nope.
Please.
Go to bed.
Out of 10, what would you rank it?
An 8.
Oh, that's what I gave it.
Okay, all
That's what
right.
I gave it.
Come on,
There's 3 7s and 3 8s and 10 minutes.
Smeagol.
Steve.
Upstairs.
Go to bed. Come on. Good night. Good to see everyone.
Good night. Thank you for everything, Laura.
Well, let's go. Sweet.
Yeah. Is anybody super excited about that prospect?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Yeah, I don't hate it,
but I'm not excited about
I'm
it.
like, it's
Okay.
cool. It's
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll check him out, but I'm not gonna be. Oh, I got to know what he's gonna do.
Well, I think also with like kind of seeing this movie, you get an idea of what he has to bring to the table.
Yeah.
So it's like thinking about further films from him. You kind of go into that understanding. All right, this is what we're probably going to be getting from this guy. Versus, it doesn't leave anything to the idea like, man, I can't wait for those other films from him. It's more like, all right, well, I'll power through.
Does anybody think that the trilogy is going to be about Broom 1 Kenobi? All right. We'll cut it there. So yeah, check it out, and it's good. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.